Well, good morning. It's 6:30. This is News 4 Wake Up. I'm Dave Graber. Jordan is off today.
And I'm Melanie Orleans. Here's everything you need to know to start your day. We're going to tell you about Western New Yorkers who now call Las Vegas home, what they have to say about yesterday's tragedy, and how they're working to honor those who lost their lives.
Is it actually possible to improve upon yesterday's weather today? I'll let you know straight ahead of my phone forecast.
And finding a link, what a man who lost his own child in a mass shooting has to say about what may trigger people to act so violently.
Right now, we're taking you outside for a live look outside of downtown Buffalo. Still dark out there, 6:30 on your Tuesday morning. But, folks, it's going to warm up. Going to be a wonderful day to head outside for lunch outside. Maybe dinner outside as well, right, Mike?
Sounds like a plan, Mel.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go for it. Hey, you know, this is one of those days that we're just going to relish, you know, during the depths of the winter season. We're going to think back to these days and say, oh, it was so nice then. Here's East Aurora down the village and nice and dry there on Main Street as we kick off the day, looking very tranquil, at least in the south towns. Hey, you know, it's actually a little warmer out there this morning compared to yesterday at this time. In fact, Niagara Falls, you're about 3 degrees warmer over 24 hours ago, 7 degrees warmer here in Buffalo. But look at this, Dunkirk, 21 degrees warmer, and that's because of a little bit of a downslope, southerly breeze kicking in here along the Chautauqua Escarpment this morning. And whenever the air sinks, it warms up even a little bit more, and that's boosting your temperature there at Dunkirk by the lakeshore. And even most southern tier locations, even down to Bradford, warmer start to the day compared to yesterday by 9 degrees down there at Bradford. Satellite radar picture, we have clear skies across the area this morning. Really not seeing any fog reflected in the airport observations. We've been checking those and also some of the camera shots down here toward the southern tier. It is a little cooler in the inland areas, as you would expect. In fact, we're looking at about a 20-degree temperature range here between the lakeshore at Dunkirk was 60, 40 down here at Bradford, at the Buffalo Airport 52, at Buffalo, Niagara, and Niagara Falls at 47 degrees. Here's your bus stop forecast this morning. We're looking at clear skies out there, 53 degrees and 76 degrees there at 3 p.m. with bright sunshine. Even warmer weather on tap this afternoon compared to yesterday. So your headlines today, perfect autumn weather on tap. The drips drop in on Wednesday. We'll time that out for you, and we have some weekend forecast changes to talk about. Now we're going to send it over to Mr. Mike McQueen. Welcome back there, Gramps.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Great to be back after spending all that time with my new granddaughter. We're looking at the map and seeing mainly green conditions on the main highways this morning. Good news there with no delays, just the usual early morning light traffic volume. Taking a live look at the North Grand Island bridges. They are running without delay this morning. The overnight road work did wrap up on time, and we apparently have lost the computer on the cameras. Well, there we go. But first day back, right? Technology 1, McQueen nothing. Wake up traffic brought to you by Liberty Cab. Ride local, ride safe. Melanie, Dave, back to you.
6:33 right now. This morning, police are still looking for the motive behind the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. 64-year-old Stephen Paddock opened fire into a crowd, shooting from a window at the Mandalay Bay Hotel.
The shooting left at least 59 people dead and more than 500 others injured. The Clark County Sheriff's Office says Paddock acted alone. Yesterday, ISIS claimed responsibility for the attack, but authorities at this point say there is no link between the group and Paddock. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump plans to travel to Las Vegas tomorrow after he travels to Puerto Rico today. He'll be meeting with victims and first responders there.
In the meantime, we're hearing from a former Buffalo native who now calls Vegas home. Clint Holmes performs at the Venetian.
And he says this is really a wake-up call, not only for him, but other entertainers as well. News 4's Angela Christoforis joins us now live in the newsroom with the reaction. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Dave and Mel. Holmes was at another venue at the time of the shooting, and like the rest of us, he woke up to learn of this horrible tragedy. Holmes says he didn't realize the magnitude of the shooting until he watched news reports. He says these mass shootings are becoming quite common across the country and the world, but he says this one hits close to home. Holmes has been in and out of the city and says Las Vegas feels very strange, sad, and surreal. As an entertainer in Vegas, Holmes says he understands he's vulnerable like many others are after this tragedy, but says it's still his job to make people happy.
That is our job. Our job is to exactly that, make people happy, make people forget the troubles of their day, give them an hour and a half of entertainment, laugh, smile, memories through music, all of those kind of things. And since that is our job, that is what we have to do.
There were many memorials last night throughout Las Vegas, many people coming out to honor those killed and hurt by what's happened. As for Holmes, he was back on stage last night. The show must go on. Live in the newsroom, Angela Cristoforos, News 4 Wake Up.
All right, Angela, thanks very much. A man whose life was changed forever by another shooting massacre is speaking in the Rochester area today. Dr. Jeremy Richmond lost his daughter, Avielle, in the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. Richmond and his wife founded the Avielle Foundation to help with that effort. Richmond says studying the brain can prevent others from suffering the way that he has.
Describe what are differences between the brains of people that act violently towards themselves or towards others and the brains of the everyday citizen. When we find out what those differences are, chemically and structurally, then it points a way towards exploring what went wrong and how can you potentially make it right.
Dr. Richmond will speak at the St. John Fisher College campus in Pittsford. Doors open at 5:30 this afternoon at Carney Hall. Well, it's 6:36. We have a lot more ahead as Wake Up continues, including the president expected to touch down in Puerto Rico today, what he can expect to see when he visits the U.S. territory, and find out why the island's rural areas are still struggling to recover.
And not quite as cool out here this morning as it was yesterday at this time. I want you to know how much of a rebound we're looking at for this Tuesday afternoon, coming up straight ahead of my forward forecast.
And then at 6:45, your morning rush, nonstop commercial-free news, traffic, and weather together as you wake up.
WIVB.com with Reported, sponsored by Mattress Firm.
It's Mattress Firm's semi-annual sale. Your favorite brand name mattresses are on sale, plus get an additional 10% off. And we'll beat any competitor's price by 10%, only at Mattress Firm.
My #1 goal during severe weather is not just to get our warnings and information out very quickly, but to make sure everyone understands what they need to do as quick as possible. So there isn't any time wasted running around while we really should just be taking cover. We're forewarned weather, that's why we're for Buffalo.
Tuesday, my favorite rapping chef is back. Action Bronson. Plus, Quavinjane Wallace hits the couch.
Wendy Williams, today at 3 on Channel 4.
Go ahead. Love life. Make time for what matters most. At CEFCU, we offer auto loans and banking solutions that are as unique as you are. Great rates, quick approvals. Apply online today.
Now's the perfect time to plan your South Carolina getaway. Tee off in the sunshine on any of the hundreds of golf courses throughout the state. Relax in the sand on our world-famous beaches. And experience Southern hospitality like never before. Come see what makes the Palmetto State just right for vacation all year long. South Carolina, just right.
Introducing the all-new 2018 Subaru Crosstrek. It comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus an economical 33 miles per gallon. And the lowest 5-year cost to own in its class for 2017 according to Kelley Blue Book. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek.
Visit your local Subaru retailer today for great deals on all Subaru models, like the all-new 2018 Crosstrek. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Discover the Isaac difference. A better customer experience for you, a better choice for your home.
News 4 continues with forewarned weather, your most accurate source for local weather.
Up to 39 minutes after the hour, we're going to check in on Niagara Falls right now, where we're coming up to daylight. And you notice that little bright dot there in the upper right portion of your screen, maybe right on the edge there? I believe that's Venus actually rising this morning in the east. Quite sure the astronomers out there will set me straight on that. As we take a look at the sunrise this morning from the falls, though, just spectacular. Look at that clear sky up there. Just a great start to the day. Hey, it's Food Truck Tuesday, and the weather's looking great for this. I mean, as we work through the day, the temperature's rising nicely, well into the 70s. So if you're heading down to Larkinville late this afternoon around dinner time, 74 degrees there at 2 p.m., 4 p.m. 75 and 73 at 6 p.m. And then we start to slip back into the 60s during the overnight. I believe tonight might be the last night for Food Truck Tuesday. So get out there and have a good time. Satellite and radar picture, clear skies across all of the area right now, all the way from the Golden Crescent, the western end of Lake Ontario, all of the 8 western New York counties, right down into northern PA. Really not seeing much in the way of fog out there this morning either. So we're looking A-OK. Here's your forecast for the day. At 9 a.m., we should be up around 56 degrees. We're heading up to about 70-ish at noontime. Maybe a good day for a little bit of a longer lunch break. Why not? And at 3 p.m., 76 degrees when the kids are coming home from school this afternoon. At 5 p.m., 74, light southerly breeze, 5 to 12, picking up to about 8 to 15 miles per hour as we get into the afternoon hours. Back to you guys.
All right, Mike, thanks. Your morning rush is coming up next.
Non-stop commercial-free news, traffic, and weather together, including saying goodbye. We remember legendary rock and roller Tom Petty.
And a grand opening. The new campus that's opening its doors today exactly 2 years after its predecessor was imploded to make way for new development.
And happy to be home. What we're hearing from Western New Yorkers flying back into Buffalo Niagara International after that tragic shooting in Las Vegas. Everything you need to know before you go, next.
Loctite waterproofing. Water in your basement? Call Loctite.
We work hard every day to keep prices low. That's why we say,
save time, save money every day at the market in the square.
fire up the grill. Fresh and tender boneless New York strip steaks are a low $4.88 a pound in the family pack.
Our famous Spiral Pack Italian sausage, available in several varieties, is only $2.28 a pound.
The Market in the Square, Southgate Plaza, West Seneca, or Budways Plaza in North Tonawanda.
Save time, save money every day at the Market in the Square.
No matter what's important in your life, M&T Bank wants you to enjoy more of it. With conveniences to make your life easier, we're here to help you spend less time banking and more time doing what you love.
Barbara's more than a grandmother. She's a coordinator of fun. Roger is more than a dog owner. He's Buster's best friend. Stella is more than an instructor. She's a motivator every Thursday. Our red shirts are dedicated to giving you more. That's why we offer one-on-one attention to help you understand your options, so you can choose a Medicare Advantage plan that's right for you. Plus, we've added benefits and services to every plan to give you more of what's important to you. Because to us, you're more than a member.
A chemical operator at Hooker Chemical, a millwright at Ashland Oil, pipe fitter at Niagara Mohawk, diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma. If you are a former industrial worker, perhaps this is your story, or that of a family member, friend, or neighbor. At Lipsitz and Ontario, these are the men and women we represent every day, and like you, we know their stories.
Time to start your morning rush. Here's Mike Psycho with your forewarned forecast.
Hey there, Mel. You know, this is one of those days we're going to take today's weather and pop it in a bottle and then open up that bottle in the middle of winter. Wouldn't that be nice if we could do that? Checking out the temps across the Lake Ontario counties up here in Niagara and Orleans counties. Look at these readings building now as we get into the afternoon hours. In fact, as we bring up to, well, about 2 in the afternoon. Lewiston, 75 degrees, not too far off from that up there at Youngstown and through Lockport, Middleport, 76, and Medina at 76 degrees as well. Even up along the shoreline, it doesn't look like it's going to be all that chilly today. Now, around the metro, about 73 will do it in the city, but most of the burbs about 76. That's what I'm calling for a high temp today, at least at the airport. Clarence, Amherst, down through Orchard Park here, Lancaster, 76, even down through Hamburg. 76 here at Batavia, 74 at Warsaw, and across the southern tier areas. A little balmier maybe over towards Chautauqua County, about 74 here at Jamestown, and then kind of falling off to some lower 70s further eastbound across Cattaraugus and Allegheny and southward down here into McKean County as well. 76 even by the lakeshore at Dunkirk. Here's your forecast details for today. We hate that sunshine. It's back. It's going to be bright sunshine out there. Even warmer than yesterday by a few degrees. The high 73 to 77. Southerly breeze 8 to 16 miles per hour. For the overnight, looking ahead to a mostly clear night, about 50 in the deeper valleys, 60 in the lakeshore areas, and then tomorrow we'll sneak in a little bit of sun before the clouds increase and a few showers develop mid to late afternoon, maybe a few thunderstorms and heavier downpours. Thursday, a drier day, 70 degrees, and then some showers back in here, at least from the metro south on Friday. Here's Mike McQueen with your traffic update.
And Mike, we just refreshed the map. Everything's still rolling along in good shape. No delays, no incidents on the main roadways. Just the usual volume build starting to show up in a few spots as we look live along the river on the 190 south at Ontario Street. Wide open, both north and southbound there. Starting to see a little increase in volume already and some interesting colors in the sky as we await sunrise over the 290 there in Amherst near Millersport Highway. All clear on the Kensington at Eggert Road. Watch for the lane restrictions downtown on the 33 as you get off at the Oak Street ramps. Wake Up Traffic brought to you by Liberty Cab. Ride local, ride safe. Melanie, Dave, back to you.
Well, this morning, 59 people are dead and more than 500 others are recovering after Sunday night's mass shooting during a country music festival in Las Vegas. 64-year-old Stephen Paddock opened fire into the crowd below from two windows on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel.
Police found 23 firearms in the hotel room and 19 more at his home in Mesquite, Nevada. Clark County sheriffs say Paddock was the sole shooter. At first, many thought the gunshots were fireworks from the concert, but people soon began to realize what was going on, and they ran and took cover.
People started laying down to the ground and kind of screaming, and then people started running, rushing out, and we started to get up to go, and people are climbing over us to try to get out.
Jason Aldean, who was performing at the time of the shooting, posted to social media again overnight. He's calling on all Americans to stand together as one and stop the hate. He also extended his condolences, saying, quote, his heart aches for the victims and their families.
Western New Yorkers who were in Las Vegas during the shooting are noticeably coming home very shaken.
Yeah, some actually caught flights home early to get out of that area. News 4's Katie Alexander is live for us this morning at Buffalo Niagara International with more on what we're hearing from them. Katie.
Well, Mel, flights are continuing to run normally from Buffalo Niagara International to Las Vegas and back, but really there is nothing normal about the trips people are returning from, those who were in Vegas at the time of that tragic shooting. We caught up with passengers who came home yesterday, 12 hours after the gunman opened fire on the crowd across the street from the Mandalay Bay Casino and Hotel. Some passengers told us they could see the chaos out of their hotel windows, watching police arrive on the scene and shut down the strip. Williamsville native Chris Greco says he was at Mandalay Bay watching a show with his wife when the shooting happened. He says the whole place immediately went into lockdown.
We were in the theater, and all of a sudden the show stopped after the first hour. Didn't know what was going on. All of a sudden the SWAT team came in.
Greco tells us it was a very scary situation there, and he, like so many other passengers arriving back from Las Vegas, tells us he's just relieved to be home. Others are still flying out to Las Vegas today, including another Red Cross volunteer. We'll have more from a volunteer who left yesterday coming up in the next half hour over on the CW23. For now, reporting live, Katie Alexander, News 4 Wake Up.
Katie, thank you. The Harvest Music Fest is considered to be a soft target, a large-scale venue where people are potentially vulnerable to attack. Now it's raising questions about securing soft targets right here in Western New York, like the Taste of Buffalo concerts at Canal Side or a Buffalo Bills game. Tens of thousands of people attend those events. Security often involves going through a metal detector. We asked a local Homeland Security professor about the challenges of keeping people safe.
There are some events that you'll never be able to tie down, but to secure an event or secure it as best as possible, there will be limitations. No bags going into the event, nothing you can't see through, magnetometers in some cases. It's the nature of trying to protect different areas.
Steve McMartin told us soft targets are also places where there is no reasonable expectation that the venue would be considered a target. He added it's important for people at these events to tell law enforcement if they see anything out of the ordinary.
And cities across the world are standing in solidarity with Las Vegas. From right here in western New York to Paris, landmarks were dimmed to honor the victims of the deadly massacre. In Tel Aviv, City Hall was lit as the American flag.
Meanwhile, the Las Vegas community gathered to remember the lives lost. A prayer vigil was held at City Hall, many holding candles to honor the victims. It was one of many vigils held across the city.
And in Nashville, the capital of country music, Keith Urban, Amy Grant, and Vince Gill among the stars who paid tribute to the victims in Las Vegas last night. They all took to the stage and sang and prayed with the crowd. Well, at 6:50 this morning, breaking overnight, the Hall of Fame rocker Tom Petty has died at 66. Yesterday, Petty was reportedly rushed to the hospital and put on life support after suffering cardiac arrest. Early on, there was confusion about his health after the LA Police Department tweeted that he had died. Now, Petty was the frontman for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and best known for massive hits like Free Fallin', I Won't Back Down, and American Girl.
Today, President Trump will travel to hurricane-ravaged Puerto Rico. This morning in San Juan, there are 700,000 pounds of food and water waiting to be distributed. Shelves in grocery stores across Puerto Rico still remain bare of essentials. FEMA has postponed water tankers as well as National Guard representatives at every hospital to relay emergencies to San Juan. The Army Corps of Engineers says it could be close to a year before power is fully restored.
My concern is, though, those very, very remote areas that is fed by one of these smaller lines with wooden poles, there could be, we call this the last tactical mile, there could be people in Puerto Rico who do not have power for anywhere from 6 to 8 to 10 months.
While 95% of Puerto Rico still remains without power, the Army Corps of Engineers says it is considering all options. That includes installing solar power systems.
In Batavia this morning, a 2-alarm fire damaged several apartments. It all started around 7:30 last night on North Spruce Street. One firefighter was brought to the hospital for heat exhaustion. Batavia's fire chief says the fire started in a second-floor apartment where it spread to another apartment on the building's 3rd floor. Several other apartments have smoke and heat damage.
Ventilating the different apartments. We're metering the different apartments for CO levels. So right now we're not sure exactly how many people have been displaced, but we have Red Cross has been notified to assist us.
Thankfully, all the residents inside made it out okay. One cat is still unaccounted for this morning. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
Today, Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will join Mayor Byron Brown and dozens of residents for the grand opening of the new Canterbury Woods Gates Circle project. The opening comes exactly 2 years to the day that Millard Fillmore Gates Hospital was imploded to make way for the new $42 million project. It'll feature 53 independent living apartments and an assisted living facility. Also today, the Buffalo Common Council will review and release more data about where police officers are conducting the most traffic checkpoints in the city. It comes following several complaints that the checkpoints only happen in areas where minorities live. The data reveals that between August 4th and September 20th, the highest number of stops were in the Lovejoy District, the West Side, and North Buffalo. The council will release its findings to the public along with more information from police during a public meeting this afternoon at 2 o'clock at City Hall.
Sheriff's deputies in Niagara County arrested a husband and wife accused of going on a burglary spree. Christopher and Barbara Jean Empson of the town of Wilson are accused of breaking into several homes in the Ransomville area on Friday. Deputies say they found the couple yesterday afternoon and they had several stolen items in their vehicle. Each of them is due in court today.
For your money this morning, according to the U.S. News and World Report, Sarasota, Florida is the best place to retire in 2018. The magazine ranked Lancaster, Pennsylvania second, followed by San Antonio, Texas, Grand Rapids, Michigan, and El Paso, Texas. The rankings are based on how well the locations meet Americans' expectations, housing costs, healthcare options, and overall happiness. I used to live in Lancaster, and good place to live.
I was going to say, might you change that 2 and the 1 there? Maybe perhaps above Sarasota?
I'd still take Sarasota.
I agree. It's warmer there.
Yeah.
How about we check on a quick look at your morning commute with Mike McQueen. Welcome back, Mike.
Thank you so much, sir. As we start to see the usual traffic volume fill in some of the usual spots. Still no delays, though, on the map. That's the good news for the Tuesday morning drive as we wait for sunrise and looking live at the thruway where it is starting to get a little bit busy already on that thruway at Walden Avenue through Cheektowaga, especially on the eastbound side. See some taillights lighting up as you approach the 33 already this morning. 290 in Amherst, good shape at the 990 ramps, and the same on the 190 north near Hamburg Street, rolling into downtown as the skies begin to brighten. Wake Up traffic brought to you by Liberty Cab. Ride local, ride safe as we keep an eye on the drive for the next 2 hours over on the CW23. Mr. Syka, it does appear to be a great sunrise, and I find myself rocking back and forth after the past 10 days. Where's my peanut at?
You're still doing it.
I'm still rocking. Yes, I am.
It's okay. Well, hey, it comes with the territory, right? When you reach this stage there, Mike. Hey, let's take a look at Clarence right now. Look at the clear sky up there. Speaking of brightening skies, look at this pretty view down in South Wales right now. I always love this shot down there toward the Boston Hills. And a little bit of fog over Rushford Lake down in Allegheny County this morning. That's just pretty much the only spot I've found some fog this morning, but that's going to be burning off pretty quickly. 52 right out at the airport here in Buffalo, 46 at the Falls, 59 by the lakeshore at Dunkirk, but 38 down there at Bradford. So big temperature range going on across the area this morning, but it is a little milder out there this morning compared to yesterday. Heading up to 76 with bright sunshine this afternoon. Just a terrific day ahead of us.
Looking great, Mike.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
We sure will. Thanks so much.
It'll be before we know it when it's all over.
It'll be history.
Well, we have another 2 hours of live local news over on the CW23. Be sure to switch over and see us. That's where we'll be until 9 a.m. Have a great day.